Please be advised that this video is for the sole purpose of entertainment. Any views are purely my own, are subjective and may not necessarily be true. I do, however, do extensive research for all of my videos. All photos have been found on the public domain. I am using them under the fair use and fair dealing guidelines. I urge everybody to do their own research. Well, hello, it's Murky Meg here. It's Sunday the 12th of January and there is a huge showdown summit planned for tomorrow at Buckingham Palace. All parties, that will be Kensington Palace, Clarence House, Buckingham Palace and Sussex Royal, will be at this summit with all the aides and the private secretaries. They're going to be hammering out a deal that suits all parties. What's worrying me the most at the moment is that they are holding Buckingham Palace to ransom by using the Diana era and what happened following her death and subsequently running up to it as an example of what could happen to them. This, my dear listeners, is called blackmail. And quite frankly, it's a shoddy thing to do. What I can't get over is that the Sussexes have been given everything. They had the wedding that they wanted. They had the house that they wanted. They had the tours that they wanted. She had the wardrobe that only in your wildest dreams you could imagine. Let's not forget that £100,000 Dior tent. So what went wrong? News is coming out now that everybody is concerned for Harry's fragile mental state. But what's concerning to me is that Meghan is also being lumped in with that fold too. So yet again, that ever so overused victim card is rearing its ugly head. The Daily Mail ran a story today that said Meghan Markle was on the brink. Prince Harry agreed to quit the royal family and fast-track plans as he feared his unsettled wife would have a meltdown if she remained in the UK. Well, all I say to that is most narcissists, when their backs are against a wall, fight all they can, tooth and nail, and take the whole bloody lot down with them. And this is exactly what we are seeing. We are seeing the malignant narcissists come of age. She is taking everybody. I've heard stories that she is blaming Victoria Beckham and David Beckham for leaking stories. She is hurling insults and accusations left, right and centre. She's not going to go down without a fight. What troubles me the most is that they're holding Buckingham Palace over a barrel, saying if they don't get what they want, they will do a no-hold-bars interview with none other than her bestie, that's sarcastic by the way, Gayle King. Now, Gayle King went to her baby shower and both of them freely admitted that neither had met previously. So why was she at that baby shower, I ask you? Connections. That's why. Meghan's plan all along was to do exactly this. She had no intention of staying within the royal family. She's used this as a stepping stone to her global fame, wishes and ambitions. And let's face it, she's got it at the moment. So the Buckingham Palace and the Crown are now being held to ransom over what the Sussexes demand they have in their exit strategy. And I say, Mexit to the lot of them. Don't give them their titles. If you give them their titles, they will merch them to high heaven and use them to profit off them. And that is coercion. We all remember the very infamous saying before the wedding when she had a bit of a whappy when she wanted the tiara. Turns out it wasn't the Vladimir tiara that she wanted. It was in fact Diana's tiara, and the Queen put a foot down and said, "No, love, you're not having that. You are not Diana." However, what now transpired after that was the infamous what Meghan wants, Meghan gets. And this is exactly what it boils down to, isn't it? What Meghan wants, Meghan gets. Now, a lot of the news stories are now turning to us for their news. We've been saying it for the past 2 to 3 years. We've all seen the signs, yet we were called haters. And now it's reckoning day, to be perfectly honest. I feel quite smug, and so should you all too. We were right. She's showing her true colours as a true narcissist always does. I'm sorry and I apologise if I sound quite harsh, but I have had enough of this. They cannot hold the monarchy to ransom because they want out and they're throwing a tantrum. They haven't got what they wanted. They wanted to be, or she wanted to be, the star of the monarchy. Sorry, love, the only star here is our beloved Queen. Get in line. The reason why they don't want to hand in their titles is twofold. One, they can benefit off it. Nobody will give them that much interest or contracts or donation to this so-called foundation if they don't have those elusive titles. And secondly, if they are no longer the Duchess and Duke of Sussex, you see, I put her first because she's the most manipulative, isn't she? They will have to bow down to William and Kate at all times. And that's something I don't think Meghan will do one little bit. In fact, I don't think we'll ever see her again in this country. We have, in fact, been markled. As far as tomorrow's summit goes, the way that I would be happy with it, so long as they don't have their titles and they don't have the money from Prince Charles's duchy, I'd be quite happy. The stickler is the security. Now, it is a bit of a tricky situation because they are a very sought after couple. And while I think that they should have security, I don't think that we as a country should be forfeited to pay that outright. Perhaps they should say half and half for 5 years, and then after 5 years we'll pay the rest. That would be a good deal. But to even suggest that we need to pay outright for their security for the rest of their lives is ludicrous in my personal opinion, because at the moment their security costs around about £600,000 per year. If they were to go to Canada, they say half the time of the year, but let's face it, they're going to be in Canada all the time, or she is. So she would be in Canada with Archie. He would be over here doing his little bit of royal duties. I think they're going to still continue to do them with their patronages. I don't think they're going to drop them. But so that means double the security. And also you have to pay for the security's flights, accommodation. You have to compensate them for being away from their families. So this has been predicted to be in excess of £1 million a year if they do this. Do you think, as taxpayers, the British public should forfeit this and stomp it up? I think it should be a tiered thing. You should maybe perhaps 50% and then dwindle it down. If they're earning so much money, then let them pay for it. Beyonce and Jay-Z don't have the crown to pay for their security. They're doing all right. It's also been reported that she's going back to Hollywood. Well, firstly, she never was in Hollywood. Yes, she may have lived there, but she wasn't Hollywood A-list one bit. She was a D-list celebrity that couldn't hack it, went over and got her big break, or semi-big break, in Suits, and that really didn't take off because the majority of people in America didn't actually know who she was because she was on a cable TV show. Now, there's been a poll that's been done for the people of Britain, and the majority of us want them stripping of their titles. Now, if the palace don't actually listen to the public, we may well have a massive problem on our hands. Can you remember what happened in the week following Diana's death? There was a public outcry because the Queen remained silent. This is a seismic change that's going on in Britain right now, and the palace need to handle it and listen to the general public. Will they? I don't know. Only time will tell. We'll find out tomorrow. It's going to be a humongous day. What will be decided? What is going on behind the palace doors? Who knows? But you can bet your bottom dollar Meghan will not go down without a fight. In fact, she isn't going to be there. Harry will be there. She's going to be on a conference call. Yeah, she's got to get in there, hasn't she? Fighting her own corner for what she wants. Because we all know without those titles, their future looks bleak. And as Patrick Jeffson said on Twitter, royal titles are held on loan from the people, and that loan can be called in. Failure to heed the public mood is the greatest threat to the future of the monarchy. That sums it up in my respect. 100%. Listen to the people. Because if you don't, you might not be here very much longer. And that's to all the royals, which will be very sad because I want to see William and Kate on the throne. I love them dearly. I think that they are the future of the monarchy. But treat this wrongly and all hell will break loose. Please, Your Majesty, listen to the people. If you want to have a look on how Meghan Markle behaves, just take a look at her last appearance at the Canada House earlier on in the week. She was like the cat that got the cream, and he looked like a crestfallen man. The writing was on the cards. They knew exactly what they were doing. I wonder if they were asking for visas that particular day. It was written all over his face, and she looked like she had won the victory. It's not over yet, love, is it? She looked like that she was the cat that got the cream, and she was grinning like a Cheshire cat, wasn't she? She was also sweating excessively, which indicates that she was nervous. Perhaps she was nervous about what was about to go down, because she knew that her entire aspirations that has been leading up to this particular point was about to go down. She was about, or they were about to drop the news and go nuclear. I just feel so sorry for Her Majesty and Prince Philip. They've supported Harry all of this time. They've cleaned up all of his messes, and he treats them like this. I'm ashamed of you, Harry. Harry, what have you done? What do you think of the way that this is panning out? Do you think it's fair that the Sussexes are holding Buckingham Palace to ransom with their demands, saying if you don't do it, we're going to do tell-all interview? Do you think that's fair, one bit, after everything that they've been provided with, to literally turn coat and say, nah, I'm going to tell on you. I've got lots of secrets. And that's the thing, isn't it? She supposedly had been keeping a journal of everything and anything that was said to her, in front of her, and she'd heard about. She's got a lot of dirt on them, I believe. And I think she's using this to leverage herself a better deal. Don't give in to terrorists, Your Majesty. And that effectively is what they're doing. They are terrorising the monarchy and the people of Britain. And we are not going to stand for it. As always, let me know what you think. Thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell. Thank you to everyone that has donated to my channel. I'm overwhelmed with your generosity and kindness. Once again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you very soon.